Firefly, and welcome to this episode of Fursuit Nation. Today we're going to try something a little bit different. It's the last day of the month. It's roughly 8 o'clock, and I really need to get this video up there on YouTube, so this is going to be a short one. Our topic, if you've been following us on Twitter for this month, is just on explaining what it is to be furry, or to explain to people what exactly fursuiting is. So we're going to jump in. This is completely unscripted. I didn't even have time to put together any notes other than just glance at a few things on the computer, which made absolutely no sense. So, without further ado, let's get started. What is furry? That's something that we, I think, touched on in our very first episode. And simply put, furry is a person who is a fan of anthropomorphic animals, anthro, and that is animals that have human-like characteristics, like thought processes, human-like, like me, how got 2 legs, 2 arms, 4 paws, a tail, and the whole range in between. Now, when people ask, especially friends and family members, they're usually asking because they are concerned about you, they care about you, and they want to make sure what you're doing is something that you enjoy. You're not getting in over your head, you're not getting into something weird, per se. Everything's weird to its own extent. I just might be a little bit weirder than the rest. So, or weirder than most. I'm weirder than you. Got it? Let's see. So, one of the best ways to go about explaining what it is to be a furry is research it yourself. Find out what it is that you define furry for yourself. Because remember, this is a fandom created for you, by you. And if you can't find what it means to you, then you're not really going to be able to explain it to other people. For me, furry means I simply enjoy anthro type animals, and in written work, in art, digital traditional artwork, written work, animation, stuff like that. And when I try to explain it, notice I say try. I'm not the best at explaining things. It's easier for me to say something online, type it out, than it is to say something in person. In case you haven't noticed already. So, when I try to explain what it means, I oftentimes end up more on the defensive, which can be both good and bad. The main reason I'm on the defensive is because friends, family, they actually take the time to do their own research and try to find out the pros and cons of what I'm interested in, so that they can show some interest in that, mainly just so they can show interest in me having an interest. So even though I'm on the defensive, I'm able to really explain from my point of view what it means to me, and that's what you need to be able to do yourself. You need to be able to explain to your friends, your family, random people off the street, not so much, but at the same time, tell them what it is that defines what you do. Now, branching a little bit just into fursuiting specifically, fursuiting has been around for quite a while. It started technically with animal mascot costumes that you probably are all familiar with. your favorite sport team probably has a mascot. I don't watch sports, so I don't have any idea. Actually, yeah. We have a local baseball team, River Cats. They have, I think it's a cougar? Maybe? Something like that. It's really annoying when you hear it on the radio because they actually use the wildcat. Down a rabbit trail. Let's reel it back in. Lost my train. See, if I don't have notes, I get lost. I don't have notes. Also, I have the camera mounted on a mirror. Just because it kept falling off the door. No, I don't have a stand for this camera, or rather, I do not have an adapter for the stand for the camera. There's a better way to put that. Back on fursuiting, one of the things that you're going to want to explain is not only what it means to you, but why do you do what you do. For me, simply put, it's I enjoy being able to dress up, get in front of a camera, get in front of people. Not so much get in front of people, but just be out there and have fun. Be somebody that I normally am not. If you guys ever bumped into me in public, outside of fursuit or at a convention, you would have no idea who I am. You probably wouldn't even know that you walk by me, just because I'm more of a low-key individual. Out here on the internet, YouTube, Twitter, DeviantArt, Fur Affinity, all those different sites, I'm a lot more active, I'm a lot more vocal, and I'm able to do that by creating a character that I can bring to life. Now, the important thing when explaining that is that you define it, what you want people to see. What you want people to see? No, you need to define what you do well enough so that people can see that in what you do. Like, I enjoy what I do, so I hope you guys can pick up a little bit on that vibe and see that I just visually, not just me having to tell you, but actually see that I enjoy doing this, even though it's hard to find time sometimes. Like today, I was at work all day, then I got home and I had to work on my truck because the engine was smoking, and I had to fix a part that I replaced less than a year ago that broke again and leaked antifreeze all over the engine block and yada yada yada. So I got my work cut out for me tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. I guess tomorrow's a holiday, so maybe I'm just going to have to wait till Tuesday. Last minute things, wrapping up. This was a really awkward episode to film. There's not really much topic material that we haven't already discussed or covered. If you want to know more about what it means to be furry or definitions or stuff like that, I don't recommend Googling it. Go watch our first episode, Fursuit Nation, episode 1. We talk a little bit more about what furry is and what it means and how you can define what it means to you. Now, as far as upcoming episodes, I can't remember off the top of my head. Like I said, I did not write any notes down, so no idea what our next episode is. I'll try to put it in the description down below. And try not to choke on all this fur floating around. I'm in the craft room, so this is where the magic happens. Well, this is where the non-digital magic happens. All the digital stuff that happens at my workstation, which is becoming more and more crowded. And I've got tons of cords going everywhere. I need to really work on that. It's probably a safety code violation there. Don't worry, I'll sort it all out, and I'll see you guys next month. Bye-bye.